So for you, I mean, I know your fund is already quite connected with Japan. What's next with your fund and maybe you and Japan? Is there any plans or anything that you personally hope to realize between Japan and what you're doing?
Okay.
Yeah.
Lots to unpack there.
Yeah.
Like they say in the VC world, you never stop fundraising.
Right.
So yeah, we've had a few. So we definitely hope to be able to engage with more Japanese corporations and be able to tap into their know-how and their knowledge, expertise into their respective sectors. I think now that we have a few Japanese LPs in our funds, with a slightly better understanding of the market, then definitely hope to be able to make more investments into the sector. Yeah, as an overseas VC, based in Singapore, there are a few key markets in the world where that the innovation is extremely deep, and Japan is definitely one of them. And so definitely don't want to miss out on potential investment opportunities in strong innovation centers like Tokyo as well as Kansai region.
So Mayor, first day in Osaka, you've just experienced, I guess, what the ecosystem is like turning up to this event. What's your first impression about Kansai Startup ecosystem from the people you've met today?
Yeah, so it is my first time in Japan. But I find people very friendly, but also very curious and very interested to learn and partner with people from different geographies. So I sensed a particularly high level of curiosity more than anything, which is really awesome.
Great. Well, that's awesome to hear. So you've decided to come on this 1 week trip. It's a relatively big investment in terms of your time. What are you hoping to achieve in terms of your connection with Japan in the short or medium term?
Look, when you're on a venture capital fund, you're always looking for your fund maker, and you never know when it's going to come from.
Right.
And maybe the fund maker deal will be in Japan.
Right.
But the only way to get that is to build the right relationships and networks. Which just today, I think I collected like 30 cards. Wow. So I think that hopefully if I could build those connections, that'd be great.
And I would say the first day was very promising. We met a lot of interesting people, different backgrounds, and a lot of curiosity. And really looking forward to the rest of the program.
Amazing. So I know you've had a bit of a long personal connection to the country. In terms of your hopes and maybe what's realistic with your fund, what might happen between Japan and your firm, like in the short or medium term? Is there anything brewing that might happen that's maybe not already going on now?
Yeah, fantastic question. So I'm convinced that there is a lot of untapped potential between Europe and Japan as regions. I think there is a lot of potential for European innovation to be brought to Japan, and also the other way around, for Japanese innovation to be brought to Europe. But that needs some kind of catalysis, and I think venture and innovation building can play a huge role. So concrete hopes to really kick this off and get this going from our firm's perspective is to start relationships with Japanese LPs. We've already acquired one Japanese LP, which we're really proud of, and have good discussions with others. And I think that's kind of the first step in building this out, and let's see what the future holds.
Exciting. Thanks so much for sharing it. second day in to your intense week of Japan. Tonight you heard some pitches from the startups of the region. What's your first impression after hearing the companies?
So slightly better than what I expected, honestly. Maybe even closer to being blown away by what I heard.
Blown away.
So I thought there were a few interesting companies there. Usually, it's pretty rare that I kind of want to follow up. But there are a couple of guys there that I thought were interesting.
Great.
So I really thought, those were a bunch of guys. And I'm really serious in terms of if this is kind of the quality of the technologies that exist within this region. I want to come back.
Day number two. You just heard a bunch of pitches from the startups of Kansai. What's your kind of immediate impression or what kind of feedback do you have generally about what you saw?
So I was impressed by the range of different technologies. So that means this is a very vibrant area. For things that are biotech, deep tech, all the way to I didn't expect to hear about nuclear fusion, right? So I think there's a very strong innovation engine in this area, and they all could use some guidance and help, to help them see the future, how to go from here.
How do you feel about the prospective next steps for you in Japan? Do you have any concrete plans or intentions about your activities moving forward?
No, I think that among the many startups that we have come across, there are a handful that we would love to follow up on to learn more. And if it's a good fit with what our mandate is, then we can proceed with further due diligence. But certainly, I think that the ecosystem here is pretty well developed, very impressive intellectual firepower, and very good talent here as well. So I think we could be onto something that we would like to develop further.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We're on day 4 now, and you've had a little taste of Kobe, Osaka, and Kyoto. What's your first impression of some of the companies that you've met so far?
Well, it's been very inspiring. I came here with the hypothesis that Japan was a country that understood heavy industry, understood the job of deep technology because of its history. And I came looking for companies and investors that we can collaborate with in the future that understand that as that are within that hypothesis. And I think we've found them. I mean, after an exhausting 4 days so far, we've met some great people. I think we've become familiar with each other, and I'm very hopeful. We've thrown some ropes across countries, and there's some work to do internationally.
Amazing.
Yeah.